Hello and welcome to Sporting Gibberish. I'm Stuart Booth.
And I'm Jack Luffman.
We're on a pretty dark screen on there, so apologies if that looks...
It's because it's Halloween, Stu, that's why.
Actually, I didn't even think about that. We could have gone with that. Jack's got his mask on and everything.
It's a removable nose.
Right, on today's show we'll be talking football, Arabian Gulf League and Premier League updates. A little section Jack's asked to put in about Jermaine Defoe, so I'm interested to see what's going on there.
Yeah.
IPL update and how everybody's getting on there, because we're coming towards the crunch end now, aren't we?
Yeah, just the last few games of the group stage.
Yeah, Rugby Union to do with Barbarians and Six Nations obviously started last week. UFC, which is a little bit of section I'm going to talk about. Lewis Hamilton has appeared again. No, he's not actually appearing, but
he's on. Yeah, exactly.
And then we have got Larkin's Fancy Football Corner.
Now I've listened to this. You've not listened to this pitch yet. It's another gold.
Yeah, so
it's another gold.
We'll be looking forward to that. But we're going to start with Jack Luffman's pathetic attempt at fact or fiction.
Right, come on, I've got to do this week. So let's start with the first one. So the longest a cricket ball has been hit in a registered first class game is 556 miles.
This is going to be one of them stupid ones where it's gone in the back of a lorry and then drove off, isn't it?
But has it? Because bear in mind that in the iPad meter they're only to them
100 metres
100 metres.
Yeah, 100 metres top. So
into Sharjah though, remember?
Yeah. Oh, and see, I'm trying to play devil's advocate. He's like trying to get my head here. I'm just going to go, no, rubbish.
True. It is fact, yes. So, Jimmy Sinclair was a batsman in South Africa, hit the ball out of the ground, landed on the train, and it ended up in Port Elizabeth, 556 miles away.
But you said it landed on the train, so is that not classed as landed?
No, because it finished up 556
miles
away. So I've taken that one, but yeah, fair hit that.
I'm not having it because you said you used the words that landed.
Wow, it was hit. Right. But anyway, 556 miles. Fair for that.
Well, I wasn't far off when I said lorry.
Yeah, you're on the right lines, but then
you should have been on the train lines.
Hey, but it's interesting. Talking of the IPL at Sharjah, the ground is tiny.
Yeah.
And well, they call it the motorway. It's not really the motorway. The main road, isn't it, from Sharjah into Dubai?
I believe my dad was telling me. He said that one got hit over and caused an accident.
Oh yeah, it doesn't surprise. I've been a couple of times to the ground to watch the T10 when that was in town, and it's that area of the ground is tiny, particularly for these big lads with the big bats.
Yeah, well, I saw Chris Gale whack one, and it went over the ground. It said 96 metres.
Yeah.
I was a little bit how have they worked out? It got 96 metres, but landed outside the ground, so it is a relatively short.
But
round.
now they've got people hanging about outside now, and the game's only real life waiting to get the ball and.
So if they catch that, I bet that's a great idea.
Yeah. There was a guy. The first week of it, I saw a guy it bounced on the road, and he was either side of the road at a shop and just sort of picked up on his pocket and walked off.
Good luck.
Decent little bit of memorabilia that. Anyway, fact or fiction number 2. The most amount of ducks in one innings in an international cricket fixture is 9. So 9 ducks in one innings from one team.
Okay.
True or false? Fact or fiction?
Well, that could happen. Could quite easily happen. Bit like nearly happened to you last week. Well, we'll talk about that.
That didn't take very long. 3 minutes 46 seconds to get that in.
Yeah, well, I'm going to discuss that more later. See, this one, because it could be real, I'm just going to go, no, not true.
It's actually true. So, in a women's international match between Mali and Rwanda on the 18th of June 2019, that 9 Mali batters scored ducks in that game.
Wow.
Only the opener, Mariam Samaki, won, and the Balikska Kulabali remained not out, and they scored the rest for extras, 9 ducks.
Unbelievable.
So, did you got that one as well?
Yeah, 2 for 2 today.
2 for 2.
Consistent.
Okay, fact or fiction number 3. The youngest ever Test cricketer was aged 14 years, 227 days when he made his debut.
So it just feels like all you've done, you've just gone and got all these facts from random places, and not one of them was a lie.
I don't know.
But,
fact or fiction?
But see, I'd say that you should throw a fiction one in there. So I'm going to go fiction again.
Fact. Absolute fact. So that was Raza Hassan for Pakistan, made his debut in October 1996 at the age of 14 years, 227 days against Zimbabwe in the first Test match. 3-0.
Well done. Congratulations.
3-0. There we go.
I like how over the 2 weeks you've completely mixed it up with all 6 facts.
That's it, yeah. All 6 facts. There you go.
Awesome. Right. Okay. Moving on to. I said let's just discuss last week. Well, we've got a little bit.
Your football.
No, we're going to talk about your cricket.
Well, we won though.
Yeah. So if anybody listened last week, Jack gave it big licks about scoring 90 against top of the league, and then proceeded to tell us that they were playing bottom of the league the week after the worst team in the league, and then I threw in there. Well, at that point, Jack, you should be quite confident scoring really well. And I was like, yeah, I am. I said, right, well, I'm going to come down and watch. And I did. I went down and watched. I might actually put that video clip on. So Jack's team goes out, restricted the other team to 110, was it?
120 something.
120 something. So quite a low score. I think Palm scores about 160, 170 right now.
Yeah.
So me and Isabella there. Bella's brought a sign. She brought a balloon which popped within the first few seconds and scared everybody half to death on the cricket pitch. So we cheered Jack out. He completely ignored us, completely banked us, and we have video evidence of this.
I was just concentrating.
Yeah, in the zone. So the first ball comes in. He's just played a steady baton ball shot. Looked a bit nervous. Second one, plays it around. I'd say probably around the corner. Was it around the corner? Around the corner, and it dropped a metre short of the fielder, and I was like, oh my goodness, that would have been brilliant. Then got to about 7 or 8, and then put one right into the fielder's hands, and the fielder kind of jumped out of the way and dropped the ball.
It's because I hit it that hard, stupid.
Yeah, right. But Jack, what score did you end up on?
14
against the bottom of the league.
Yeah, but it's the game. The big wicket, weren't there? I was the big wicket. They put all the energy into it, but we won the game. It's a team game. We won. Did you not see the celebrations when they got me out?
Well, I did see one guy get dead excited and run around the pitch, practically did a lap of honour.
Yeah, I mean, that when you're the big wicket, that's what happens, don't it?
Is it? Yeah, I think big wickets.
You're not going to talk to him about my bit of fielding when you first got there?
Oh yeah, well to be fair, yeah, Jack missed through, ran somebody out.
And he spat my tea all over there.
No, to be fair, we just turned up, ball came to Jack, it was like something off a shovel. Picked it up, turned, throw, direct hit.
Yeah.
To be fair, the bowler was good. I thought the bowler was going to block it.
Yeah, I tried to get him out of the way.
He did try his hardest to stop it from going to hit it, but fair, it was right in the money, batsman out.
But another win, that's the main thing.
Yeah. Where are you in the league now?
3rd. So they won 3 from 4. Big game this afternoon actually against Wombats Black. Top of the league they are now.
Oh, they're the new top of the league.
They've won 4 from 4, I think. Yeah.
So a big score expected.
Hopefully.
Are you just one of them big game players?
Well, you know. We'll see. I'm not saying anything anymore.
Oh, you're not?
I'm not saying anything.
Right, well, we'll wait for the update next week.
Okay. Well, UFC, you want to talk about UFC?
Yeah, UFC. So Khabib fought last weekend.
In Abu Dhabi, yeah?
In Abu Dhabi, around the corner from us. Won again. And then proceeded to retire straight afterwards. Laid his gloves down, so he's retiring. Bit of a strange concept behind it. Unfortunately, his father passed away, and his father was his trainer. He went to his mum after his father passed. His mum said, "Don't fight because your dad's not there." He said, "I'm going to do this last one. I've committed to it," and then proceeded to retire. 29 for 29, his record was as he retires. I just find it a bit of a strange thing that if your dad has put so much energy into you training and getting you to this point, would you not want to continue the baton or continue to live the legacy that your dad's put in place?
Yeah, or the flip side of it is he won, he came back, and he's just going to, leave it as the legacy as it is. Can't fight without his dad in his corner necessarily.
Well, he just did the last one, didn't he?
True.
Dad, so
it's a strange one with these individual sort of retires because they seem to, and it's boxing, and there's a lot of it going. They retire and they don't retire. The cynic in you would say it's like a PR stunt.
Yeah.
Because you see, like McGregor's done it, hasn't he? In UFC, boxers are doing it all the time. It's almost like a PR stunt. You get more out of retiring and all the thing that comes with it, and then someone else comes along, and then it will be like, oh, if only he was in the same era as whatever, and he'll make a comeback. I don't know. But.
I just find it interesting. But then on the back of it, I was doing a bit of research on it, and some American, I think it might have been an American footballer that obviously follows UFC, has turned around and called Khabib. He said he's glad he's retired because he's the most boring fight he's ever watched. Simply because Khabib likes the ground game. So he waits and waits and then gets him on the ground, and then he's, without a shadow, the best person on the ground. So he's like, he needs to stand toe to toe. I'm a little bit like, one, you get in the ring with him, and go toe to toe with him and see how you get on. And two, if his strength is getting them on the floor and getting them into locks and movements and tapping them out, why would you go toe to toe with somebody?
Yeah.
It's like, there's an element of him trying to go toe to toe with McGregor, but then he ended up getting him on the floor and then finished him when they got close combat. But McGregor's got a hell of a left dig on him, so why would you stand there toe to toe with somebody like that? Because you're just going to cause yourself problems. So yeah, thanks for your input, American footballer. Do one.
I'm not. You follow the UFC a bit, don't you? I'm not much of a follower of boxing, but not much.
I prefer UFC. I like boxing, but I think boxing is so crooked. When they go to the judges' scorecards, it's just absolutely ridiculous.
Did you not see the one? I don't know what fight it was. I just saw a bit on social media. There's a picture of one of the judges on his phone during the fight.
Yeah.
What's he doing?
Yeah, well, there's elements of catching somebody at the wrong time, isn't there? And making more of a story than there needs to be. But yeah, boxing I think is a little bit dubious.
Can be at
and I like UFC. It's literally, there's nowhere to hide. You've got to go toe to toe with somebody, and it's much more exciting, I think.
Yeah. There we go.
But yeah, we'll leave UFC there for the time being. But I believe there's more.
Yeah, because all in this bubble's been here for a while now. Hasn't it?
Yeah.
Having on the island.
Yeah, so I'm hoping there'll be a few more fights popping up anytime soon. I want another big character like McGregor though. McGregor was absolutely brilliant. In your face, loud.
Look, it's almost.
Entertainment.
See what I think has calmed down a little bit in boxing, and that I think UFC's got to be careful. You don't want to be like wrestling with characters, but I get that you want somebody with a bit of.
You want charisma,
panache, and a bit.
Yeah, like I remember McGregor when he fought Silver and he pinched his belt. He's like, this is my belt, and Silver's head went completely. And he told him before what he was going to do to him, and then 13 seconds in, knocked him out. It's like game over. But it was it's good. And then the Diaz brothers are always, obviously if you don't know them, they're just basically rednecks from America.
Yeah.
They just love going toe to toe, and they can take some punishment, they give punishment out as well. They just love a scrap.
Yeah.
You can just imagine they're probably bar.
Good old scrappers.
Yeah, just bar brawlers.
Yeah.
But yeah, they've got some technique on them as well. But I'll move on to IPL and stop boring everybody about you.
Yeah, no, it's good. It's interesting. So they're basically teams have got two. There's only Chennai and Kolkata Knight Riders got one game left, and there's only Chennai now cannot qualify. So your boys, Kings and Punjab, have won 5 on the bounce since they brought Gale into the team, and are now sat as we sit here in the 4th spot on Monday. So they've got 2 games to play, but it's all wide open. So and everybody, as always happens in the IPL, like Delhi and Mumbai were the ones leading the charge, and they've lost their last 2 as well. So it's all to play for. My boys are 7th, Rajasthan, but 2 games in hand and can definitely qualify. So it's all heating up for the last 2 group games.
So it sounds a bit like the playoffs. If you come into that, if you pinch that 4th spot and you're in a bit of form, there's a good chance you can go on and.
Yeah, and the first, so they have this qualifier. So I think first plays second, and the winner goes straight to the final.
All right. Okay.
And the loser gets another chance.
Super League.
Like the eliminators, I think they call them. And then third plays 4th, and obviously whoever loses that, they're out.
Yeah.
And then second.
So first and second get 2 lines.
Basically, yeah. Which I quite like actually, because if you finish first in the league, you should win something, shouldn't you?
Well, maybe it should be like they're league winners, and then it goes into Super League.
Like in Australia, the cricket I played there, they did that. So you top 4, the first. If you finish first in the league, you won the flag.
Yeah.
But then you went into like a playoff for the finals. So it's kind of 2 competitions in one. But yeah, it's heating up. Stokes obviously came to the party with 100 last week.
Yeah. So when are we finishing the group games? What?
Well, this next, I think the first playoff game's like the 5th. So obviously over the next few days, it's all done and dusted.
Right.
It's just really good. Like last night, actually on the way to where we went out, driving past the taxi, and there's the Dubai Stadium.
Yeah,
all
so
lit up.
Yeah, look good.
And you're just like, almost in touching distance of all these, but nobody can get it in. There was a rumour that there might
No
be.
balls come over and hit your taxi on the way past.
No, not there. That's a fair hit out of that stadium, let me tell you. But yeah, there was some talk about maybe having some fans in the semi-finals or whatever, but I think that's been quashed, but a bit unfortunate. But yeah, so Kings 11 and Manchester have still got a shout, mate.
Awesome.
So still got a shout.
We are still in with it. Anything else to report on IPL? So who would you say now is currently potentially the favourites to win it? Or is that too big a statement?
I think for once the star-studded lineup of the RCB World Champions Bangalore have got it together. De Villiers, Kohli, Finch. They left Finch out to give the other guy a go. I fancy them. I think if I was a betting man, that's what I'd go for. I think they seem to be the most consistent. Delhi Capitals are the ones that have lost form.
Yeah, well, they were the ones. What was it? 2-3 weeks ago, we were talking about them.
They're flying.
Champions.
Yeah, flying.
Oh, well, maybe it's my boys too.
You never know. Chris Gale's in some decent nicks, so you never know.
Yeah.
You never know.
Right, Premiership. Strange weekend. Good weekend, I thought, for Liverpool.
Very good for Liverpool.
Yeah, it was
decent for Spurs as well. If we're going to go down that road.
Yeah, well, I think considering Liverpool lost a couple of weeks ago 7-2, and everyone's then writing us off, and then Van Dijk gets an injury. I've had so many people come to me going, Van Dijk, you've had it, your season's gone now, and then we keep a clean sheet and beat Ajax, and we beat Sheffield United, and still going on about. I think the biggest concern is now Fabs has limped off,
and Hammy as well, wasn't it?
Well, they were saying it was like he pulled up a little bit and they just didn't take any risks and just whizzed him off first and just wrapped him up in a bubble. So I'll look for the press conference today and see what they're saying about him. But good time to blood the young lad, Reece Williams. But biggest issue for me is that West Ham Antonio's a bully boy.
And they'll bully Gomez as well.
Well, it's one of them that Gomez now needs to come to the party and go, right, I'm an established international, I'm a first team player, now I need to become the leading player at the back.
I wouldn't. What about do you reckon it outside left field thing, if Fab's not fit and like you say, you're a bit worried about Antonio's bullying tactics, Milner?
I don't think they play Milner because, in my head I did think, I wonder if he might consider going 3 at the back. You know, maybe tucking Robertson in. You know,
you lose so much going forward there. Eh?
Yeah, but I don't know. There's options for that. You know, like maybe 3-4-3 formation, and you can then still potentially keep the width, or you keep that 4 midfielders as a diamond, so you have another protective option there in front of the 3. I don't know. He's got to make some big decisions, but one of the young lads, whether it be Williams or I think it's the other Williams, has got to come in now because. That Dutch lad we brought in is not even getting anywhere near the team. It's
bizarre, isn't it? I think what he'll definitely do, you'll see, I think whoever he plays, he'll definitely play maybe 2 defensive holding midfield players to protect him a bit more. Yeah. You might see Henderson and Milner playing or something like that.
Possibly. But
good win in the day.
But and West Ham are actually on form at the moment, aren't they?
Strange team.
But good result for Leeds last weekend.
Bamford hat-trick.
Yeah, strange guy. It seems like the higher he gets, the better he gets because didn't score very many in Championship, and previous clubs he's been at, he didn't really do anything. The
previous clubs he's been at in the Premier League, let's be honest, Palace, bit down, aren't they? Middlesbrough, not really going for so chances were at a minimum, or probably up front on his own. With Leeds, at least they're attacking, they're going to create chances, so maybe. But yeah, fair play, hat-trick. I thought that was quite good, put Villa in the place a little bit because people were getting a bit overexcited about that.
Yeah, we just need somebody to put Leeds back in the place now. Shut Matty Aldred up.
They won't finish up there, I've told you.
Yeah. West Ham 1-0 with City. City just
spluttering.
Just a little bit jerking about the place. And De Bruyne's not really come to the party. And then I've rejigged my fantasy football team. And then De Bruyne then turns up midweek and goes and gets a couple of assists.
I was watching that game on Saturday and they're saying that he was on the bench because he's in the red zone, all the medical things. He's absolutely in the red zone on games played in his body and things like that. So I think they're just trying to manage him a bit. Yeah,
Palace again going well. Yeah. Man United, Chelsea probably worst game I've ever seen for a long time. 2 just none.
Fair play, they both had good results in the League Champions League, to be fair. But
Southampton, great result, turning over Everton. Look well against Southampton. Again, Southampton a bit like, I mention it every week I think, Southampton, West Ham, Newcastle, just strange teams that on given day will turn up and pull out a great result.
Yeah.
I watched the Wolves Newcastle game and Wolves absolutely battered Newcastle.
Yeah.
Newcastle had no intentions of doing anything. Go 1-0 down, score a scrappy free kick.
Poor goalkeeping, that's
Really, really poor from Patricio. And Newcastle just picked the pocket and stole a point.
Yeah.
When
I agree with that though. Like, someone thinking on the BE and people, why are Newcastle going to Wolves and not fancying it? Why? I don't understand.
No.
With Callum Wilson and Sam Max, it's not as if they've not got any attacking prowess.
Yeah.
I don't understand.
It was a strange game where it just Wolves should have had it dead and buried.
Yeah,
I didn't see the Arsenal Leicester game,
No,
but
great result.
Yeah, everybody's loving that.
And Vardy scores for fun against Arsenal, doesn't he?
Loves a goal against Arsenal. I think it's like kicking the teeth, you know, when out. You could have gone to Arsenal, couldn't he? It's like, this is what you could have had. Brighton West Brom, I didn't go anywhere near that game. I didn't even fancy it.
Well, I was trying to watch that game to try and stay up for the Spurs game because of the 4-hour difference, as you said last week, and it sent me to sleep, so I didn't even stay up for the Spurs game, which was pretty down, I think.
Well, I believe Burnley will feel unfortunate they didn't get anything out of that game. From reports I read, again, I didn't stay up it because everybody back home, we're now 4 hours, as Jack just mentioned, so that game was midnight kickoff, and we're up at like 5 o'clock in the morning to get to work, so midnight finishing at 2.
It's just
3
not,
hours sleep.
it's just not happening at Burnley, is it?
Struggling for that.
But
one.
yeah, I think Burnley did what Burnley do. I think frustrated us a little bit, and but we got the points at the end of the day. That's all he needs to do, isn't it?
Kane and Son, right? Coming together a bit of a partnership.
But I must say, as Spurs fans, great to see, and I think we're there their best. But I do think, and I know I sort of bash a bit of pundits on it a little bit, but why all of a sudden are we title contenders? I don't get it. You know, I don't think we're any better, any worse than some of the other teams up there.
Yeah.
But why all of a sudden is there a big thing about Spurs?
Yeah, it's a strange. Well, it started off a bit of a strange season because I don't think we've ever normally like Liverpool or City have gone right to front from the early goals, and it's like chase them down. But nobody's really stepped up yet.
No, that's the point. I guess,
yeah,
but.
and I think it's funny because I was having a conversation with Paul at work, and he was saying, "Hope it'll be open this year. Anybody could win this." And I'm like, I don't think so. I think it's just taken some of the team just a little bit of time to click in. So we've had some freak results like Spurs going to United, turning them over, Villa spanking Liverpool. That's both freak results.
Yeah.
And now I think Liverpool have had a bit of a splutter now with Van Dijk being injured, drawing at Everton when we should have won that one. The strange thing is that goal doesn't get disallowed. We're suddenly top of the league, a couple of points clear. And we're still second now, even though we've been smacked 7-2, and we're a plus on goal difference as well. So we're not in too bad of a shape.
No, I think you're right. I think, like I said, it's just taken a while to settle down after the COVID and all that kind of stuff. But
yeah. So this week, big game. So there's actually a game tonight. It'll be midnight for us, but it'll be evening kickoff for you guys. But Wolves, Crystal Palace. I'm going Wolves to turn them over. No, Palace
and Wolves aren't. I think they're struggling with the fact their season was just so long last year, wasn't it?
Interesting one for tomorrow is Sheffield United, who desperately need points, and they've got Man City.
Yeah.
And Man City, I think Sheffield United have got a little bit of encouragement in the fact that City haven't got a recognised centre forward at the moment.
No.
And they've shown weaknesses, and they can't quite get that centre half pairing correct. Keep changing it around. Diaz, Garcia, Stones, Aki.
Yeah, I think if they go for it, fancy it, they could have a chance. But
I could see City losing points again there. I could potentially see that being a draw. It'll either be one of them. It'll be like a 0-0, 1-1, or City will end up winning 4-0. Burnley, Chelsea. Not a game that's not interesting me because Chelsea, despite all this buying, just haven't lit.
He can't get it right, can he? At the minute.
I'm surprised Ziyech's not had much of a run out. I'm not sure if he's carrying a knock or something. Big game for Liverpool against West Ham. West Ham flying. I think potentially the biggest game of the weekend is going to be
Man United Arsenal.
You'd look Man United Arsenal, but the way United are playing at the moment, and then Arsenal again. What is going on there? Why is Aubameyang not doing well? Ozil's completely out of the squad. They kind of. I said this at the beginning of the season that Arsenal do well against the better teams because they'll sit in and they'll break quickly. But then when they're playing against other teams, they can't seem to. They don't have enough to get at them.
Yeah.
You know? It's as if they're too defensive and they can't get out of their own shape. But Expecting 3 points against Brighton.
But you got to, haven't you?
You say that, and then Brighton looked to be a bit of a bogey team for
But
you.
yeah, no, you can't. You know, if they've got any aspiration, they've got 3 points there, isn't it? Fulham, West Brom's it's a big 6 point already, eh?
Yeah,
but
that's a big one for both teams.
Yeah.
I think West Brom have got a bit more about them than Fulham this year. I think West Brom will start to
Slaven
down.
Village,
Yeah,
a bit like that.
could you say that? But Parker was
Yeah.
played in the same mould, didn't he? And that'd be an interesting one for Newcastle Leeds last day.
On paper, it looks a decent game, doesn't
Yeah.
it? Looks
So,
a decent game, but
we'll look forward to
see
that.
what happens.
But yeah, moving on to UAE Pro League.
What's the result from our boys last night?
Well, we'll go with last week's results first.
yeah.
So Al Wassel, after getting a bit of a shock result week after, back to life, winning 4-2. Fujera lost 3-1 to Banias. Sharjah beat Al Wada 2-1. Al Jazeera 1-1 with Al Dafra. Khofra Khan lost 1-0 to Al Nassr.
Late, so got back. So
That's
that was 4 points from 2 games for our boys, my boys.
Ajman lost to Kalba 1-0, and the big game of the weekend was Shabab Al Ahly against Al Ain. We actually came back from 1-0 down to draw that game 1-1.
Yeah.
So it's, I think we probably Shabab would have wanted the win, but a draw's not the worst case result for probably either team.
No, exactly.
But yeah, this week's games, there was actually games last night.
So Thursday night, it was the Dubai derby.
Yes.
Al Nassr versus Al Wassel.
Yeah, and Bet Pedro will not be talking to you about
No, he's not. Sorry, Pedro, but what a win for Al Nassr 3-0.
Yeah,
Al Wassel look a bit like they're struggling a bit to.
Yeah, well, they could be. I don't know. Who could we compare them to in the Premiership? Can't quite get going.
Yeah.
Maybe they're a bit like a Southampton turn to some games and get beat the others. But good result for your boys. 3-0 last night. So 1-0 up at half time, and then seemed to kind of cruise on.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. I've not seen the goals yet, I must admit. But
no, that's because you're out partying too much time.
Yeah.
Looking a bit tired. That's what keeps hiding off the camera. Get them bags in the lines.
Struggling now.
But we're away at Al Wada today at 6:15.
Tonight.
So hopefully 3 points in the bag there. Al Ain Sharjah is a
Good game, yeah. Big game, yeah.
So that'll be a big one.
I think they're about the 2 favourites, aren't they? I think.
Yeah, I think there's a fair bit of money being pumped into Sharjah. I don't know where it's come from.
And they're the reigning champions. Because they didn't do it last year, did they?
So last year's season got cancelled with a handful of games left, and at that point we were top.
Shabab Ahly, yeah.
Shabab Ahly would have then won the league, but yeah, they decided to just
not avoid it, didn't
not
they?
avoid it. So they had to go to the season before's winner, which was Sharjah. So yeah, some big fixtures there. Hopefully another 3 points for us guys.
We're just itching to get into watch some.
Yeah, that'll be that's the goal, isn't it? Get a bit of game time.
Yeah, exactly.
Right, you've got Jermaine before.
Yeah, just interesting. He scored his 300th professional goal at the weekend for Rangers. Did you see that?
Oh, I didn't even know he was still there.
Yeah. So he's been left out of the Europa League squad. Obviously, the manager his game time, and he scored. He started against. I can't remember who they were playing now. They won, but he scored the first goal. Wonderful finish, and it was the 300th club goal. And I've always liked to throw, obviously a bit of Spurs in there, but what a finisher.
Yeah, it's funny because he has elements like Robbie Fowler, and he'll probably be known as a natural goal scorer. And then I remember reading an article about Robbie Fowler, and he said he hated being called a natural finisher because he said he spent so much time working on his technique. It wasn't natural. He worked hard to do that, and I can imagine Jermaine Defoe will probably be tagged with the same brush of, he's a natural goal scorer, but I bet he works so hard behind the scenes. And he must be coming up to 40, is he?
I think so. Yeah, he must be mid to late 30s, definitely. But he's going well. I read an article saying, what do you think his best goal was? He thinks is his best goal in his career thus far.
Considering he's had 300, I haven't got a clue where to start.
You'll remember it when I tell you. Time way derby for Sunderland, left-footed volley in a 1-0 win against Newcastle when he was at Sunderland just before half time. Thrashed it over his left-foot volley from 22 yards, and then
it's not sticking out in my memory.
A hell of a goal. I remember watching it live actually, a few years ago. But yeah, I just think he's really good. He's probably one of them. I think he's been a bit unlucky not to get more England caps when at his time, but I suppose he was in that crossover with Rooney and Owen crossing over, and then he probably would have been about when Shearer was still playing, was it? I don't know. No,
yeah,
maybe not.
I don't know, probably he might have just been starting this year as finishing, but I think he's probably a bit like Robbie Fowler, you know.
And Andy Cole's the same.
Yeah, probably a really good Premiership striker, but maybe didn't get the chance at the international level. Or
because I think his record's still pretty good in the international, you know, goals per minutes and stuff.
Yeah, because he would have played with Crouchy, wouldn't he?
Yeah, so. But yeah, Jermaine Defoe 300. Career got a good effort, isn't it?
I doff my cap.
There we go. Jermaine Defoe.
Yes. Spurs legend. Is that what you could put
Yeah, he's Spurs legend. West Ham. Obviously, Sunderland is really well thought of because of his work with Bradley.
I wonder which one he classes as his proper team.
Yeah,
he has been a bit of a German because he was at Portsmouth as well.
Yeah, because he had 2 stints at Spurs.
Portsmouth, Spurs, West Ham, Sunderland, Rangers. I bet there's
Bournemouth.
Yeah, but there's a few clubs.
Yeah.
That's 6 just, but
yeah,
I can't imagine he would look at Bournemouth with fond memories.
No, I don't understand that either. When he was there, you know, struggling for goals, and you got a goal scorer on the bench.
Yeah,
but there we go.
Right, Lewis Hamilton.
Yeah, obviously he went past. He equalled Schumacher's record, 92 wins. Was it 2 weeks ago? And then went past it at the weekend. On his way to another world championship.
Is he GOAT?
He has to be, doesn't he? This is the point. I mean, forget about whether you like him or don't like him as a person, as a character. Surely to goodness, he's got to be the greatest F1 driver of all time.
Yeah, I like Nigel Mansell just his touch.
Yeah, we'll talk about Tashes a bit later. Yeah, he's just got to be the greatest. Surely to goodness, and like you know, other people like Andy Murray's got a knighthood, things like that. Surely, is he not next off the rank? Is he not Sports Personality of the Year?
Yeah, I think it's just because he's Marmite, isn't he? You either love him or hate him. I actually don't mind the guy, you know.
Yeah, he just walked off the duck's back for me.
But yeah, he's absolute quality at what he does.
Yeah.
But then there's always the element, isn't there, of people always argue, is it the car, is it the driver?
But surely there's obviously an element of he's in the best car or one of the best cars or whatever. I don't think it's clear cut at the minute nowadays. They're trying to, but surely is the best. It's like the best footballer being in the best team. You earn that right, don't you, to get that. But they also the pundits reckon he's the best driver. They reckon if all the cars are equal, he would win anyway.
Pep Guardiola.
That's another discussion because I've got my own theory about Pep.
He only takes some of the best teams.
And it's interesting, isn't it? Now, how can you get Man City out of this?
Yeah.
Well, not a slump, but you know, it's interesting, and I think he's ruined some players.
Yeah. Anyway, we're not going to go on about Pep, but I just threw that one in.
Right.
Congratulations, Lewis, if you're listening. Give us a tinkle. We'll get you on the show.
Get you on the show.
Yeah. If we can fit you in, we'll see if we can squeeze you in.
Yeah. But yeah, for me, the GOAT.
Yes. Yeah. I think so. I think his record stands out.
Yeah.
But yeah. It's always good if you have an Englishman over a German anyway, so always good. Right, Rugby Union.
Yeah, well obviously the Six Nations restarted last week with Ireland beating Italy, and then so it's open now, is it? England
didn't just beat them, actually destroyed
them. So that opens it up for this week. England play Italy, so if England win with a bonus point, they win the Six Nations, but it won't be as straightforward as that because England are obviously due to get back into game time last weekend with the game against the Barbars, but then got cancelled because half the Barbars team broke COVID protocol twice.
Not just once, twice.
Yeah. So they had to cancel it, which Eddie Jones has not made it, and he won't. He's not an excuse maker. He said, "No, it's fine. We knew earlier. We had a great training session Saturday, game mode, so it's not an excuse, and they still should beat Italy, and probably with a bonus point win." But what about that from the Barbars, including Rob Shaw was the highlight name because of the former England captain. But what a disrespect for the game, disrespect for the rules, and isn't no wonder that the country's in a bit of a mess back home?
Yeah, actually, I got in trouble off the wife this morning because I posted something last night about COVID, about masks and stuff. Because the people in the UK literally, it sounds like it's turned to America, you know, like, I'm going to wear my mask, I'm not going to wear my mask, I'm not going to follow rules, I've got my own right. So it's a whole mess, and I just wonder if that's what people's viewpoint of it is. You know what, you don't rule me, I'm going to do what I want. But yeah, it just shows lack of respect. If you've been asked to do a certain thing in order to play this game, especially next to England captain, what a numpty.
I know, yeah. I know he wasn't the only one, and he came out and apologised. But I just think, for me, it was just, like I say, lack of respect for the game, for fellow professionals, for the Six Nations, for the country. You know, just completely irresponsible for me.
What's your viewpoint on bonus points in league systems?
I think in a league, a small league like the Six Nations, a small competition, it's like our league actually, cricket, we got the bonus point win last week because we won inside 20 overs. I think it's a way of it clearly, and it's why it's there. I quite like it to distinguish between things, between teams, but the flip side of it is it, you know, if say England play Italy on Saturday and it's absolute teeming down with rain, that makes a big difference to the fact of the matter is you've got to win the game first, haven't you?
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know.
We played this tournament in America and we won our opening game 2-1, then we won the second game I think 2-0, then we won the third game 3-1, then we won then we went into the last game. So the first game we won 2-1 would be this team from San Francisco, and they then went and they were the favourites to win the tournament. They went and then destroyed everybody else in our group after losing to us in the opening game of the tournament. Came to our last game of the tournament, and if we hadn't won by 3 goals, we would have gone out. So the record would have said played 4 or 5, I can't remember what it was, maybe 4. So yeah, played 4, won 4, and Cisco excels because they had this bonus point system in. Would have played 4, won 3, lost 1, and finished above us
because they got the bonus point.
So they did. It was something like, I can't remember. Something like 6 points for a win, really bizarrely, a point for a goal, bonus point per goal up to maximum of 3, and a bonus point for clean sheet.
Yeah,
so
I mean,
they'd gone and won all their games, keeping clean sheets, one of these bonus points, and were ahead of us. So we needed to win the game by 1-0 or by 2 goals. In order to we won 7-0.
So it doesn't make any difference. It can't be like you surely got to be able to. Yeah, that doesn't work for me. Something like that doesn't work for me.
It was just like we're going into that last game thinking, oh, we just need to win, and then Gaffer's going, we actually either need to keep a clean sheet or we need to win with 2 goal difference.
Yeah, no, you can't. That doesn't work. You can't have it for both ways. Like in the Six Nations where you got, like I say, the bonus point for 4 tries, and it's just the extra one, then that's fine because it's just to separate the things. But yeah, so it's interesting to see what happens this weekend. But hopefully England can finish off and bring home the bacon, so to speak. But
yeah, always some bacon in this country.
We'll see what happens. Yeah, we'll see what occurs.
Yeah, right. It's fancy football time. So this is Larkin. Are we just going to go straight in with Larks?
Yeah, let me just get him up.
So while you're just finding Lark stuff, I've had an absolute stinker again, and I've just gone for a whole squad overhaul. Wild card used, just revamp my team. Doesn't look anything like what I had beforehand. I was originally in my head I was going to go with an all England team, just pick English players only. But then I kind of bottled it and kept a few big players in. But yeah, I've completely overhauled my team.
Before you even got Larks' advice for this week?
I did take Larks' advice from the week before. I changed my goalkeeper.
Well, let's see what he says this week.
Then
we'll see who's winning. Because you've got weekly winner and monthly winner.
Yes, that's correct, yeah.
Hi lads, it's old Larko back here again for Fantasy Dream Team Premier League tips, and I want to beat around the bush today. I'm just going to get straight into it. A lot of controversy this week, a lot of people doubting my selection policy. If I'm honest, not since 2013 and Azerbaijan giving Russia 0 points at Eurovision, I've seen such hate and spite from a lot of the listeners. It's been disappointing. A lot of people I call friends. Now, I'll take you back a week ago and I'm going to give you some good tips. So I'm just going to drop Schmeich. He's had hands like a set of cow's teats. You can't argue with that. He has. At the weekend, he brought back 10 points. Absolute jam. He's had a stormer. The boys down at wherever they play, the compound, wherever it is, he's had a world in. They've done well. And turns out I've not actually hit the save button. I've not dropped him. So he's brought back 10 points for the jam season, which obviously was met with a fair bit of disappointment from a lot of my followers. And I want to say this from the bottom of my heart, I'm sincerely sorry, to the thousands of people that have been in contact. It won't happen again. I won't get distracted during my tinker time. I'll find somewhere quiet, somewhere far away from the number 2, Mike Phelan. And lads, if you're listening, I want you to try and do the same this week. Take advantage of the long weekend. Find yourself somewhere nice and quiet and have a good tinker. get yourself away from the Mike Phelan, the Pat Rice, whatever you call the other half, okay? Get yourself somewhere quiet, have a few moments to yourself, and, you know, I'm sorry, you know, people who do know how to tinker well, 88 points this week for All About Frank, can't argue with that. Fair play to Aaron, the gaffer. Interesting, I've known Aaron for a number of years now. Just to give the listeners a bit more insight into him, he's used to be a professor in England, and he left the job to travel the world. He actually now lives in a van outside a place called Byron Bay, he tells me, which I'm not sure where it is, but my geography's not often wrong. I think it's somewhere near Whitby, if I'm honest. So yeah, big shout out to him for the 88 points, but obviously he can't claim this prize, so I'll leave it to Stu and Jack to sort out where that goes. Now speaking to him about tips, he's a big Chelsea fan. I've noticed Chelsea have got a good run of games coming up. So myself, Chilwell's coming in, maybe a couple of other Chelsea defenders. Keep it tight at the back, they've got a good run of games. It's going to be jam, tip of the week. Find yourself somewhere quiet to have a good tinker. Get some Chelsea players in at the back. Keep it strong. And most importantly, lads, stay humble. Lads.
Thank you very much, Larks. But it's funny actually because
You had a good tinker already.
I've had a good tinker and I've actually got Reece James in and Ben Chilwell,
There we go.
and that's without listening to that
There
first.
we
So,
go.
Larks, maybe we're on the same wavelength.
That's worrying.
Yeah, well, yeah.
That's worrying.
Maybe I tinkered too hard.
Yeah.
But yeah, congratulations, Aaron Isted.
Yeah, so that's Larks' mate in Byron Bay.
Yeah, just outside Whitby.
Yeah.
But the funny thing was I think Larks thought he was going to win it.
Yeah,
So he was giving it. He was like, "Yes, this is it. It's all coming true. I'm on 80 something points." And then out of nowhere, Aaron's just picked him to the post.
There you
But it's also come to the end of the month, even though really strangely it is we have a game tonight and a games tomorrow, and then it rolls into November. We decided we're going to cut the points off at this point because we're not sure what's going on in the league. So, and this person is miles ahead. He's 30 points clear at the top of this month.
So the October month, it's like we could do the goal of the month music. Remember that?
Yeah, no.
It's BBC One.
Go on, you
Match of the Day.
you hum it to us.
I can't remember what it is. I just remember watching it.
Alright,
No, I don't know.
Just make your own tune on then, Jack. So, yeah, there we go. Right, so as long as you don't start stripping off and lap dancing, then we're all right. Right, so the winner for this month, like I mentioned, 30 points clear of everybody else, was Jonathan Underhill.
Johnny Underhill, Tottenham Hotspur.
Tottenham Hotspur. So congratulations, Johnny. You need to claim your prize, and that's a stay.
Is it what?
Is it a stay?
I don't know. You've got the
I
prize.
can't read. I've got a cupboard full of prizes.
Yeah. So yeah, Johnny, well done. Monthly winner. I think it's better than the weekly winner, obviously.
Yes, yeah.
So whatever it might be.
I'm pretty sure that it's
An overnight stay or something.
Yeah, I think it might be a one night stay. But yes, congratulations.
Very
I'm
good.
guessing, I'm probably not. I probably just got your hopes up and it might be buy one get one free.
Yeah, something like that. Who's top of our league anyway?
It's not working. It's just stopped.
Do you want me to show you?
I think we run out of time, aren't we?
On top still, probably.
Oh yeah.
I need to have a tinker later, see what I'm going to do before tonight's game.
Well, I was going to say, guys, make sure you do your tinkering
Yeah.
today. So find yourself a quiet spot, as Larkin said. Tinker away today because there is a game tonight.
Tonight, it starts tonight. Good work. Okie dokie. Just one thing before we go is, as Stu mentioned, it's Halloween tomorrow night.
Tomorrow night.
Then November, and what are we doing?
We're going to do Movember.
Larks' idea as well, actually, to be fair. So we're going to join in the Movember charity for cancer research and men's mental health and all that kind of stuff.
Raise awareness for cancer, mental health, suicide rates for people out there.
Yeah, because that was sad this week, wasn't it?
Yeah, with the Man City lad. Yeah, very, very sad. Our thoughts go out to his family, his friends, but I think the more we talk about it, the more people are a little bit more open to it. It's very traditional that guys will shut up shop and expected. I think the previous generations were expected to keep quiet, and just get on with things. But that's not the case. Have a friend, have a chat, reach out. If you're not spoken to anybody in a while, drop them a message. Just make sure. But there's a couple of different ways to get involved. So we actually have, and I've got one for schoolmen, which create one for Sporting Gibberish as well. But we're going to grow our tashes. I know Larks is on board, Jack's on board, I'm going to do it. Matt Children said he's going to join in. So there's four of us there. We'll start it off. We're going to get school involved, raise the awareness there, so push it out in Dubai. But if you are female out there and you want to get involved, you can actually sign up with the Movember website, and you can actually run 60 kilometres in this month, which is, they say, is every 60 minutes a man commits suicide. So again, to raise that awareness of mental health issues and suicide within men. So a couple of different ways to get involved in. Grow your tash if your wife will let you. I've already been warned. I'm going for it
You and
anyway.
me both.
Yeah, and if not, get yourself out there running, sign up to the website, and it locks in with your tracker.
What?
So it will automatically update and keep a log. So I might actually have got both, do the Movember thing and do the 60k as well.
Yeah. Perfect.
Yes.
Perfect. But all for a very, very good cause. So yeah, that's episode 26 done and dusted. You're going brunching this afternoon.
Yeah, Halloween special.
Are you getting dressed up?
I believe we are, yes.
Excellent.
Oh,
And
as we just said, Lurch has just walked past the window.
that's his son Harry.
Yeah, Harry currently topping in at 6'1" at the age of 14.
Brilliant. And I'm going to hopefully win another cricket game and score someone's
more than
14. Yeah, well, whatever. It's a team game.
Yeah.
It's a team game. But as always, get involved with anything that you agree or disagree with. All on social media will be out very soon. Because at the end of the day, Stu,
What do we know?